Hey guys, we are talking about session 3 in our multiplying 3s, 4s, and 6s. And so we are going to read through the problem and then complete the problem together. And really, the heart of this is about breaking apart arrays. Right now, we're doing it with smaller problems, which is pretty easy, but this strategy can be used for even bigger problems, which will help out a ton as we get into that more complex multiplication. So I am going to read us the problem. It says, Jenna is making a quilt. She cuts fabric squares and decides to make the quilt with 5 rows of squares. Each row will have 4 squares. How many fabric squares will she need to make the quilt? So I know a quilt is a rectangle. And it has 5 rows. I want you to remember, rows go side to side, okay? So we're going to make 5 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 rows. And it has 4 squares in each row. So there's 2 squares, 3 squares, 4 squares. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 in each row. So how many fabric squares does she need to make the quilt? Really easy. Starting from the get-go. If we have 5 rows and 4 in each row, we're going to do our multiplication. And I know you know this. I know this. 5 times 4. It's one of our math facts. Ready? 5 times 4. What does it equal? 20. 20. So she'll need 20 squares. But our goal in this lesson isn't to just find the answer at the quick wit. We want to be able to break down the array. So I want you to think about the array in this way. What if I cut the array in half? Because remember, arrays, they have to be equal. So I can't cut it diagonal, but I can cut it in half. If I cut it in half right here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. And I have 1, 2 in this row. 5 times 2. And then here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. And 1, 2 in this row. Now I know 5 times 2 equals 10. And 5 times 2 equals 10. Doubles. Nice and easy. So then I go 10 plus 10 equals 20. Nice. That's one way that I could do it because I knew 5 times 2, and then add that together, okay? So then I could also cut it this way. Let me see. Oops. Let me fix that. Can't even tell. What if I cut it this way? Right here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with 1, 2, 3 in this row. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with 1 in that row. 5 times 3, 15. 5 times 1 equals 5. And then I take this 15 plus 5 equals 20. That's another way that I can find it. And look, I still have the 4 in the row because I have the 3 and the 1. I want you to know 3 plus 1. Simple math. 3 plus 1 equals 4. So in the same way, I'm still doing 5 times 4, but I have chosen it to do 5 times 3 plus 5 times 1. 5 times 4 is the same as 5 times 3 and 5 times 1 because I know 4 is made up of 3 and 1. And that's where those number families come into play. Now, let me show you, because, you know, you've stuck with me for 3 lessons now, why this skill is important in the long run. Let's say I am doing 52 52 times 8. Oh my gosh. That's really 52 times 8. That's going to take a while to think. But if I do, let me see. I know 52, 50. I think of quarters, and 50. 50 is really easy to add. So 50 and 2. And then I can go 50 times 8 equals 50 times 8. So 51, 52, 53, 54, 400. And I can go 2 times 8 equals, doubles, you should know this, 2 times 8 equals 16. Add those together, 416. So instead of trying to do 52, 104, 156, 208, and adding it that way, I can break the array apart into manageable squares to make it make sense. This is why it's so important to be able to break these numbers apart and multiply and know that 52 times 8 is the same as 50 times 8 plus 2 times 8. So that went down the bunny trail a little bit, but it's so important for us to be able to break these numbers apart. So I really want you to focus not on the quick way, but about breaking the arrays apart the way that we're asking you to do it, because it's going to help you in the long run. Thanks for joining me, guys.